Everybody.
Hey,
Hey, Amber.
how are
Hang
you?
on. I'm good. Hold on. I have to give you a good intro, though, first. Hold on.
Okay.
Amber is a psychic medium who explores all things paranormal from ghosts, hauntings, cryptids, and all beings in between. She utilizes her abilities to help spirit cross over. She believes in meditation and being in touch with your true higher self. And it is my greatest honor and pleasure to welcome my friend Amber from Amber's Paraworld.
I'm so excited.
Me too. This has been a kind of like a long time coming because I said
Definitely.
to Matt when I first just like wanted to do a channel, I was like, well, I got to have Amber because I got so much to ask her. I want to pick her
Anytime.
brain. I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat really quickly. I saw, let's see, we've got Gary Spike Sr., we got Ralph and Cassie and Brown Dwarf, and who else? Maggie. I love you, Maggie. Charlotte, John Mellon, Dina. Hey, Dina. I'm going to see you in a couple weeks, girl. I can't wait to have a drink with you. We have a Southwest Florida Skunk Ape conference coming up in a couple of weeks. So there's a bunch of us Floridians are going to just ascend
Yeah.
onto Punta Gorda and have a blast.
That sounds fun.
Have you gone to any of those kind of conferences, the Bigfoot
There's
conferences?
not a whole lot around here, so
No?
I probably won't be going much of anywhere with gas prices right now. My Jeep takes a lot of gas.
I know. It's kind of getting a little crazy, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
So my biggest question, I think, is when did you realize that you had these abilities? Like, were you a kid? Were you later in life? How did that manifest for
Um,
you?
I've always had experiences like from like maybe 5 was my first experience, and it's just kind of like I don't know. I would I knew I could communicate with them because they would kind of torment me for a long time. Like I dealt with that for years,
Oh, wow.
and I didn't know how to protect myself then. And things would just come to me, and there'd be a ton of them here, and I would hear them all night long. We'd hear them in the house. We'd hear footsteps. We'd see them, and it just it got to the point where once I reached out to someone, and this is it's been a long time ago. You know, they were like telling me this is what you need to do. And they didn't give me a whole lot of instruction, but it was kind of like you need to ground yourself. You need to do this and that. And it helped. And I kind of took it from there and started exploring that aspect of it, which it's a whole different world than just going and, just communicating with spirits, like learning to, get your energy right and control that. It's a whole different level. And I had not been there yet. So, but yeah, I've always known like I can hear them and see them. But it's like I didn't. It took me a while to kind of put two and two together, I guess. I mean, because I was so used to it. But definitely, it helps that I got to the point where I know how to somewhat control it. It was a long time
Yeah.
coming for that too.
Yeah. I mean, it had to have taken a lot of practice and a lot of like
Trial and error.
self-reflection and
Yes.
trial and error. And I,
Hmm.
I can't,
Definitely.
I can't imagine, I just can't. I can't imagine seeing them. Like hearing them, I don't think would freak me out so much, but seeing them and maybe in their death state and what they look like. I mean, because you do see things like, right, that are kind of
Hmm.
gory and scary and
Yeah. I mean, most spirits though, like for the most part, they don't show me like even if somebody passed away from like something really bloody, most of the time they don't show me that. They'll like make me feel how they passed away. Like if it's a head injury or like a heart attack, I'll feel that. But sometimes like I had I don't even know what I did with her, but she's crossed over. But I found this little doll in an antique store, and she was murdered by her father. And now she showed me like the blood and everything. Some of them do,
Oh
some of them
wow.
don't. But I appreciate it when they don't because that's a lot to because it's like okay, stay back.
TMI,
It's
TMI.
it's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So did you so how do you connect with s- this is it spirits or spirit like how do you actually connect with them, or is it just this like open line of communication like you have with living people? Is it
You,
similar to that?
yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much. I mean, I can just be in someone's chat, on YouTube, and I'll like type and be like, "Hey, I need to talk to you," and like because I just get messages like
Wow.
that fast. I'm trying to learn how to not do that because I want to be able to do it when I want to, not just because it's so weird. It's all the time sometimes. I mean, but
So
yeah,
you
just
get
from chat and stuff. Yeah.
you could be in somebody's chat and someone will come to you that knows someone else in the chat?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, that happens quite often. Or if they're like doing a live stream, I'll be like, "Hey, who's the dude that smoked a lot and he's coughing really bad and he's sitting in a recliner?" They're like, "That's my dad," or something. Yeah, it's just
Whoa.
so rare.
That but wow. That is amazing. That's amazing to me. I can't even so it's like you hear them or you and you how do you know that they're connected to like how do you know who in the chat that they're connected to?
I just feel it. It's harder when I'm like at a place where there's a lot of people, like a restaurant. Sometimes it takes
Mhm.
me a little while to kind of figure out who they're with, but they do that at restaurants too. Like, and that's so odd to walk up to somebody and be like, "Hey, okay, did you lose somebody?" And this is like it's so weird. I'm always afraid somebody's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Get out of here! You're of the devil," because I get that a lot too.
D I would imagine, though, that it's more of a positive experience for you, though, and for them because it does bring people closure and, you know, they like to hear from their loved ones. I mean, I would imagine that it would be a great thing. I've never heard from anybody but on my side, but, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's alright.
it's
It's all
like
good.
the main thing is that people need to know is that just because someone dies, your soul's not going to die. Like all you have to do is just ask them to come and talk to you. Like it's as simple as saying, "Hey,
Mhm,
hey, Dad, I want to talk to you. Watch a movie with them.
mhm.
Talk to them. They're right there. When you call on their energy, they're there, and it's so fast." And
It's
a lot of people,
instantaneous, isn't it?
yeah, yes. And
Yeah.
when people are grieving, it happens. There's no time limit on that. There's no right or wrong way to do that, but people want to see them in flesh and blood. They want to see them right there. But they can still
Mhm.
have a line of communication just by talking to them, and if you have some type of abilities, meditating on it and working on that, and it'll make it so much easier.
I I mean, I have some abilities, but it's not anything like nothing like what you have. No, no, no.
You could do
I'm just
it.
I'm just like I'm an intuitive and I feel energy and I don't- I have some abilities, but nothing on the scale that you do. It's amazing to me. I just you amaze me when I see some of your stuff, and I, I can't even believe it. I'm just like, holy cow, Amber! Like what? What just happened? Like you were. I want to say it's in at least. I know two of your premieres that you did when you would like pull up to that that house that you have been
Hmm.
not far and you're sitting in your car and you are talking to us you are filming and you hear knocks at your window and you're like oh
Yeah,
something's banging on my window like and I would not
right.
I don't know if I could get out of the car girl and you just you're like okay getting out of the car now and I'm like Does she did she look
I'm more
to
afraid
see
of
if there's
frogs
anything
than I
out
am that. If
there?
there's
No,
a
it's
frog out my
amazing
door,
that
I'm not getting out.
that's me and spiders, girl. Like Matt can tell you some stories, like I literally made them pull the car over and kill a spider before I would go anywhere else. So like, ah.
I mean, I've actually
But
left the house when it was raining and frogs fell on the car from the trees. And I turned around and came home. Like it was that bad. I can't do it. I don't even want to drive over them.
oh my
It's
god.
bad.
But you have some of the most amazing, compelling evidence that I think I've seen anywhere. You have some of the most compelling. I mean, you have shadow people, you have spirits, you've got tons of EVPs, you've got like still photos, like the one that you even have of a dog man or hellhound, definitely. Um, so everybody, you want to see some compelling paranormal evidence, go check out Amber's Paraworld because she she has some amazing things on her channel that I can't even I can't believe it hasn't been picked up from on TV or something. Like I can't it blows my mind. The stuff you have, it's crazy.
I keep tagging Paraflix on Twitter. I'm like, I'm still waiting on my own show where the medium goes to people's houses and helps them.
I know that because that is something though that you're very, very passionate about helping people and figuring out what's going on in their
Hmm.
house and helping spirits crossing over and I that's amazing that you do that.
Yeah, just talk and hang out and not go. Yeah, essentially, if they want to, just want their story and
Something's going
to be
on with the
happy.
audio. Hold on, something's going on with the audio here. Is it your audio or mine?
I don't know. I can hear you just fine.
Okay, I think it's better now. You can hear me okay?
Hmm.
Okay.
My dogs were barking a minute ago. Maybe that's what you heard.
I'm still learning all of this technical stuff, like, baby steps for me.
You did
Trust,
better
like,
than me. You did like a video at the beginning of this. I can't even do that. That's why sometimes people will be like, "Did you probably edited that photo?" I'm like, "Dude, you can ask how many people that I asked to help with my new intro because I can't do that stuff. I can't do it. I can like type on a picture. That's about it. I can't do it.
I
It's so bad."
uh, and you're on TikTok, you're on YouTube, are you also on Instagram?
I am, but I'm not real good with uploading stuff like that. I don't really get it. To me, it's kind of hard to work. I may get better at it, but I have a Facebook page, but I don't upload to that. I maybe check Facebook twice a week, and that's only because I have a
Yeah.
livestock group on there. So that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know, Facebook's not necessarily my first thing. I don't know. I like it, but I don't like it, like,
Right.
I don't know.
Same.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm a private person, so I don't post a whole lot, so it's kinda hard for me to say that, like, I don't know. I have a hard time with Facebook. I feel like some of it can be so intrusive, and I get a lot of, like, friend requests, and it's like, next thing you know, I got people messaging me crazy stuff, and I'm just like,
Hmm.
"This is not for me." It's hard. I don't
I
I
know
it's
on my email, like, well, on my YouTube channel, I had to put a message. It's like, if you send any kind of images, I'm not opening your mail. I had to do that. Like, I can't. I'm not opening anybody's mail that has images if I do not
yeah.
know you.
It's so yeah,
I don't need
it's
to see
not
that.
easy. It's not easy for us ladies, right?
Right?
It's not.
Definitely
Um,
not.
I definitely I wanted to talk about, like, the haunted woods that you have at your property.
Yes, I have not been in there for probably since maybe December. I did walk up there a couple months ago when it was snowing, but I filmed a little. I don't think I ever did anything with that, but I have not been up there for a little while. It was kind of coyote breeding season here the last few months, and we
Oh,
had some come down off the hill, and I don't want to be out there at night with them, but I
no,
definitely
but
need to go
then
back up there.
that one video that you have that where you went up there at night, and you were like, "I hear something. I saw something. I hear," and I'm just like, and you stayed there.
I
You
know.
stayed
I don't know what's wrong with
there.
me.
I was like, "She's staying there. She's still there." Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, it blows my mind. So, what kind of things are in your woods?
Well, we've got little creatures. I don't know quite. I don't even know typically like what they would technically be called, but they're about like child size and they're solid white and they have the shape of a human but no face. And they're, I don't know, they're sort of like solid but a mist at the same time, and they peek around trees. I've got those
Mm.
there. My daughter saw one in our shed about 4 weeks ago, and I'm like on the whole other side of the property putting chickens up, and she comes over. She's like, I saw this solid white thing, and it peeked its head out, looked at me, and went back in the shed, and it was gone.
Oh my gosh.
But the lady who has the haunted house, she lives near me. She had saw it like earlier that day, or maybe the night
Mhm.
before. And then my mom saw it walk across the front yard. So everybody's seen this, and they didn't know each other saw it, all at the
Oh,
same time, like
on
in the
at
same
this on
24
the same
hours.
day. Oh,
Yes. I've
what
seen
else?
like just like these just beige colored figures with no face. A lot of them don't have faces, and I don't know why they do that. I've seen that, and we have this giant tree that's been here forever, right in front of the house, and it hides behind the house sometimes. And then we've got these two ancient entities. That's what I call them. I don't know if they're some type of elemental spirit or whatever, but they're like 2, 3, 400 years old. Like they're really old, and they show themselves like 20 feet tall, solid black with red eyes. But they're not demonic. They don't like me very much.
They
We're just on an agreement that you stay there, I stay here.
they don't
But even when I go up there, they don't really do anything. But they just don't like
ho
people around. But I think they're
oh,
protective.
they don't like any they just don't like any people. They're not.
Right. They just want to be left alone. I'm not sure where they originated. They don't really want to talk to me. I've tried. They're like pretty much like, no, we're not having this conversation. um, and then we have the hairy man family up there, and then
That's
numerous
right.
spirits, numerous spirits.
So you have a Sasquatch on your property, right?
Yes, yes, you can. That's fine. Kids.
But you've developed kind of like a connection with him, right?
Yes, I have not like sat down in the quiet and spent some time talking to him for a while. He's still there, but yes, I even have audio where you can actually hear him speaking. It's very low. It sounds weird. I can tell what he's saying for the most part, but it's not like I'm talking to you. It's a lot different. But yeah, he doesn't like to be called Bigfoot. He was like, "That's not my name." That's what he said. That's not my name. But yeah,
Did he mean his specific name, or did he mean like that's
just
not
I
what
just asked.
we are
Yeah,
called? Like,
yeah. I just asked if they like that to be called that, and it was a no. It was a no.
did did he say what he wanted to be called, or what they
No,
wanted
he
to be
he gave
called?
me his name, but I tried to get like the
Mm.
name of his family, and he wouldn't tell me. But he did give me his name, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, because they don't. From I have not had a conversation with one, but from what I understand, it's like like you have to be super careful, and you because
Hmm.
their names. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
You
yeah,
can't go
that stuff
around.
I didn't make public. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna like I'm trying to earn his trust. I don't care
Sure.
what researchers see it. I don't. Yeah, I'm not trying to call the news. It's not going to happen. You know,
Right.
and I
It's
think
a
yeah,
relationship, not just
right.
like some novelty thing. It's like it's a
Hmm.
relationship that you're trying to build on trust. That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, I also wanted to talk about the experience that you had with with the hell. And again, everybody, this is actually on her YouTube channel, so you'll have to check it out. But she had a kind of like a little something that with a hellhound and the hellhound or dog man, something like that happened to
Hmm.
you.
Yes, that was at the infamous Hatfield Cemetery, where Devil Lance Hatfield is laid to rest. He is not resting, of course. I think that's a term people give it because they don't go to sleep. Um, this place is there's no cell phone signal. You're out in the middle of nowhere, and you have to walk up this mountain. You cannot drive it. There's a lot of ATVs. There's like the Hatfield Trail nearby, but you have to walk up this hill, and it's steep. And there's like two of them. So by the time you get up there, you're like just out of breath and done for a while. But yeah, we've got that was one of the first places I went to where Bigfoot came through on an EVP. And um, the first time I went there, something jumped me, channeled through me. I was saying stuff I didn't even remember, or it didn't even make sense. And I did not know that till I edited back. I've been there a few times, but yeah, then we got or we were leaving one day. There was what, four of us? And it's about 7 at night. It was still daylight. It was hot out, and we're walking down the second hill, and we hear snarling and growling, and it was from two different ones, and it sounded like it was like literally right on us. And there's nothing there. I had just turned my phone off. I had just stopped recording. It seems like I wish I would have left it on, but we were just running. I mean, there was nothing there though. Absolutely nothing there. And I kind of suspected that it was something that we weren't going to just like full on see coming at us. But then when I went back again and tried to, talk to it or see what was going on, I did get some EVPs. They're really low. You'd have to have headphones on and crank the volume up, but it comes through again. Like it says, there's Hellhound, Dogman, Bigfoot. It all comes through. But if you'd see these woods, there's probably a lot more than that there. It's so isolated.
But you got a photo though.
Yes, the photo on my thumbnail, and that was just a screenshot from my video, like when I was leaving, I think
Hmm.
during one part of the video. But yeah, there's something peeking around the tree,
And it
and
looks like
it's not a
it looks.
human spirit. Yeah,
Uh-uh.
It-
That's crazy.
but I would love to talk to one, like or try to, but he didn't want to talk to me that day. The next or the last time I went up, and it's
Do you
about
think they
what is it?
can
About a
though?
2 hour drive. Oh,
Yeah,
I think so.
you think so?
I mean, we're all energy, so I think somehow they could communicate.
Hmm. They scare me. I mean, Sasquatch don't scare me. They really, I mean, I've not had an encounter that is, any that scared me, but you never know. It could happen, obviously. But I don't know. I'm terrified of coming up a, I don't know. A dog man scare me. They scare me. I don't know if I could do it.
I need one as a pet. I'm just kidding. I don't want one. Watch me say that, and like they'll be like, "You manifested this. Here we are." No, I don't want one. A
Oh my
dog man pet.
gosh. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I would love to get like some more audio on it. Spend some time. But that place is it's really hard to get time to just film because it's a tourist attraction as well. People go up there all the time, and it's just really busy, especially in the summer. And you hear ATVs a lot, and they echo. So it's really hard to just spend time there and have time to film and have quiet. I would love to go there at night, but there is a sign that says they don't want people up there at night, so that might
So
be
you
out of the
can't.
question. But I probably could go to the bottom of the hill maybe, and I don't know how safe that would be either. I don't know.
Well, I also wanted to talk about your haunted dolls.
Yes.
So
I've
I
got
know
I've
I
got
know
one.
Heidi. I know
Mhm.
Heidi's your
Yeah,
your
she's
main
here.
your main gal.
She's
There's
here.
Heidi.
Yes.
Hi, Heidi. She's so
I love
adorable.
her.
And then you have another one or Emily, right?
Well, that is at the haunted house.
Oh,
My
okay.
friend
So
my
that
friend,
stays
she's
right
probably
there.
watching this. I sent it to the link to her, so I'm sure she's watching it, but it's her dolls, yes. She's watching, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're her dolls. We added a couple new ones. We went to the antique store. couple weeks ago. I don't think they've made their appearance yet, but one of them does not like me at all. She hates me. Um, the first time I met her, she she burned my arm, and we could see it with a thermal camera, like the thermal. I don't know what it is. It's like one of those really good thermal guns you can look in the woods and like see everything. Like
Uh-huh.
my arm was lit up and it was really hot. It was. She doesn't like me, and then she says burn on the Ghost Tube app. That generates words. She's like burn.
That's crazy.
And I think I posted that on TikTok because you hear a disembodied voice say Amber can, and then on the GhostTube app right after that it says leave me alone. So I'm like they made a sentence using disembodied voices and the app, which was really cool.
Interesting. That is really cool. Um, hey, Lee from Raven's Outpost, and he's asking where you're at, and you're in West Virginia, right?
Yep. Yes.
Are you in like where like are you in like north, south?
Kind of like not directly in the middle, but down some.
Are you near
I don't.
Charleston?
Yeah, I'm not too far from Charleston. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I lived there for about 3 months of my life, and it is one of the most beautiful places I think I have ever. It is God's country for sure. I love West Virginia. It's so beautiful. And the
Yeah.
people there are awesome. The people are very sweet, loving, kind people. Um,
Yep. Lou, she's here. That's the one who owns the house. She's in the chat.
Lou,
Yep.
well, hi, Lou. I kind of feel like we all know you, Lou.
I know I need to do a video a live with Lou. I don't know if she would. We need to
Yeah,
do that though.
yeah.
That would be cool.
Let's see who else snuck in here on us while we were talking.
But yeah, if you ever
Um,
come back to West Virginia, you need to stop over here and we'll
I
do some
am
exploring.
absolutely. Um, let's see. I Pyromedic, Ruger Ridge, Eric from Paranormal Highway. Hey, Eric. Matt, of course, is in
Eric.
here. And Lou and Lee again from Raven's Outpost. He has an amazing channel as well. He's awesome. And he has a friend of his that has been having a tough time with something going on. Um yeah, it
Something
was
paranormal. Is that
yeah,
what you're
it's
talking? Yeah.
paranormal. It's, he's like smelling a lot of strange things and hearing things and just having a lot of crazy things that are freaking him out, and I think they're trying to get it figured out, for him and
And
trying to
who is this?
it's his name's Lee from Raven's Outpost. It's his show, and then he has a
Hmm.
friend named Buck who is having some some
Hmm.
some stuff going on. So I don't know. Hey Ida. Hey Hiker X. Um yeah, I don't want to like jump in and say and like misspeak for them for Lee or Lee, do you want to can you put in the chat, give us a little description maybe if you're thinking about
See, I'm already feeling an older lady, and she's got like sort of curly hair, but it's not like it's about down to here. And I think to me, she feels like a sort of like a grandmother figure. It's somebody in the family. And I feel head pain over here. So I don't know if there was like dementia or like a head injury or something like that. But she's trying to get people's attention. It's so weird how that happens. See, it just happens. So there's definitely a family member, and it's a woman.
that this you mean that's connected to Buck?
Yes, yeah, that's trying to get attention. Um, that's the main one that I feel. But you have to also go by like if something happens, does it really scare you? That are you terrified? Is your heart
Mm,
racing? If sometimes people can be scared just because it's new to them, but if you're not legit like terrified, it's probably somebody just trying to say hi. It's most likely not something super bad. But a lot of times we will smell like perfumes or deodorants or different scents with people. It happens a lot. That's how they can connect with us.
I'm kind of seeing if Raven wanted to give us a little information. He will. I'm sure he will if he wants to.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it's, I think that for all of us who just kind of aren't used to those types of things,
Hmm.
it's very unnerving, and you can be, we're afraid of what we don't understand, right?
Hmm.
Which
Exactly.
is yeah. So if you're not understanding it, and like you said, they're not really, probably most of the time they're not there to scare you or to harm you. It's just, hey, I'm here and I want to connect with you, or hey, I'm
Hmm.
here and I want to spend, just want you to know I'm thinking of you, kind of thing. Like,
Yes.
like it's more, it's they're not there to really try to scare you.
But if one of them, even if it's your family, if one of them does do something that scares you, you can always say, "Hey, next time, just show me a butterfly. Don't grab my leg. Just use your words. The words are the most powerful thing we have.
Yes.
Absolutely, the most powerful is our words, our thoughts. So, and even if something scares you, just say, "Hey, you got to go outside. Don't come back in the door. You're not allowed inside. Make it leave." But we can do that just by talking about it. Talking
Uh,
to them.
yeah, I still have my Native American who's still out in my backyard.
I know I put
I
all
know
mine in the yard, so I'm like, they're
I know he's
floated down.
still out there because every time I go out there, I know he's there. Like, I know he's there. I feel him there. I know he's watching. I can't see him, visually see him, but I know he's there. And you were the
Hmm.
one that actually helped me figure out why he wasn't. I was trying
That's
to
probably
cleanse
one of
my
the first time.
house.
Was that like the first time we actually like talked about it or talked and stuff? I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because for everybody who doesn't know, obviously y'all don't know, but I was having an issue with something in my house and I didn't know what the heck was going on. And another medium had actually told me that something followed me, that a Native American followed me home from one of the expeditions that I had been on. And so cleansing the house, I tried, she told me I needed to help because I tried cleansing the house. That didn't work. So I reached out to her. So then after I reached out to her, then she turns around and said, well, you got to cross him over. And if you want, and I'm like, well, what if he doesn't want to cross over? She's like, well, he'll cross over. And if he doesn't want to cross over, then just tell him to go back where he came from. So I'm like, okay. So I knew he didn't cross over. I knew he didn't. I tried to cross him over and I knew he didn't. But I didn't know what else to do because he wouldn't. I also asked him to go back to where he came from and he didn't go there either. So upon talking to Amber, Amber kind of picked up on, because she was explaining sometimes they can attach themselves to items. And then she was like, brought up this arrowhead. She specifically said arrowhead, and then I put two and two together and that he had attached himself to an arrowhead that I had. And Amber's like, take it outside and tell him, he has to be out here and he can stay here, but he has to be out here. And it worked. It worked. He went out and he hasn't been back inside. He knows he can't come in, and it's all good. So you helped me tremendously by picking up on that. Okay, so Lee is saying that Buck he's smelling decay and rotten meat smell, and also knocking and loud banging going on.
Let's see.
Is there any other
What
any yeah,
What did the apparitions look like that he saw or whoever saw it?
I don't know.
'Cause I think there said full body apparitions up here.
Did I miss something?
And if you're sensitive to spirit, they're going to come to you. You're going to pick them up. No matter where you
Yeah.
go, they're going to be there. So
And I
protecting
think
your energy putting up your light, putting mirrors up, whatever you need to do when you go places, and making it clear, whether you say it in your head, out loud, anywhere you go. And it could be Walmart, it could be the grocery store, wherever you're at, just be like, look, you can't come with me. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. They're like kids. They're not going to listen all the time. But yeah, but just make sure that, just say it and say, look, you have to stay here. You're not allowed in my house.
Yeah, and I think, what you said earlier about our words having power, and
Hmm.
that was something for me that I didn't understand how much power we do actually have in the situation by just using our words and saying, "You're not going to scare me," or "You're not going to touch me," or "You're
Hmm.
not going to," even if they try it, and they do generally pay attention to what we tell them.
Yeah, like the night I was telling you when she got the new doll and my arm got burned. I did not put up my protection that night when I went over there. I just was like, hey, we're just going to stop by. You know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah.
I just didn't think about it. So that was like my fault. That I let that happen. But I mean, it's whatever. If y'all ever hear me, I usually will never talk negative or mean to any spirit. I treat them as people, but this one, I may have smarted her off a few times because she's mean. She doesn't like me, but she doesn't like anybody really. I mean, so yeah, I'm like, look, you ever touch me again, you will be out the door so fast. No.
Well, you know what? I'll reach out to Lee, and I will give Lee your email address, and then I will. Okay, hold on. He just put something. It was his grandmother that had the experience. It was a woman that looked a lot like Buck's mom. I guess the apparition that they saw.
Yeah, there's definitely a female that's in the family that's there as well.
Do you think
And you
it's
can
the
even call out to
land?
her. Um, it's probably somebody in the house that's sensitive, is what I feel. Um, but you can even reach out to the lady in the family and just be like, look, make him leave, please. See if she'll help. But just use your words. Spend some time going through every room and saying, look, you can't be in here. This is my home. You can wait outside. You don't need to be in the house. Just go outside, hang out. I'll go out there and talk to you. And it may
Yeah,
take a
see,
few
that's
tries. Do it over and over if you have to.
yeah, it's scary because you're not sure if it works. Because like if when you ask them to do these things, it's almost like you have to have faith. You have to have faith that what you said is what they're going to do. Like they're going to
Hmm.
respect our boundaries, right? Like but I think generally they do.
Yes, you have
Um,
to. You have to trust in your power. You have to.
yeah, you have to be confident. But I think a lot of the time, though, a lot of people don't realize that things are happening because they are sensitive, and there's something that they are picking up on because they're sensitive. So Lee, you never know. Maybe Buck is sensitive. Maybe he's got abilities. Maybe he, has abilities, and that's why he's smelling things or something, right? Like, I mean, it's. Although I wouldn't want to be smelling death and decay.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't know about that. Cassie, hi Cassie, how are you? I love
Hmm.
her.
But yeah, it's probably I would say 99.9% that it's just a human spirit. There's probably I'm sure there's multiple ones, and they're kind of just hanging out. But you need to declare the house back. Go in there, clear it out, And you don't have to use anything in particular for that. Sometimes I like to use salt water, sea salt, and kind of
Mhm.
dissolve it in some warm water, let it sit. You can put it in a spray bottle. If you do that, strain it, because if not, it clogs it up. Been there, done that. Or you can just use your hands. Once you get the house cleared out, put some salt water on the window frames, the door frames, all that good stuff, and just tell them not to come back in. But it's something that you may have to do for a while, especially if you have abilities or they're coming in because they're trying to get attention.
Yeah, because, like, like, if you were gonna do that, right, and you're gonna put the salt up for protection and things like that in the house, how often do you
Mhm.
normally have to redo those kind of things?
I think it just depends on how many's around, and if you get them to cross over, you're probably fine. But like me, I should be doing it like every 2 months. I do it like, I don't know. I have a whole truck full of. I mean, the back of my Jeep is full of just bags of salt right now. I've got a ton of them, but every 3 or 4 months is what I do. But if you have to think about, like, if it rains a lot or it's windy and it blows it
Right.
away, um, you got to redo it. So I'm sure people's driven by and seen me outside, like, talking to stuff and throwing salt, and they're probably like, "What is this crazy lady doing?"
Yeah, I don't know, I'm to the point where I'm too old to care anymore. I
Right?
I don't care anymore. Like, my neighbors know I'm crazy, it's okay. I'm the
People
neighborhood
people will
crazy
slow down
lady.
sometimes. I'll be out with my dowsy rod some nights. You're trying to just talk to somebody, and people
Yeah.
go by and go real slow, and they'll be like, "Hmm,
What the heck is going on over there?
if you see me out here talking to myself, throwing salt, mind your business."
Exactly. Mind your business. Mind your if you're not stopping by to bring me something nice, then just get stepping.
Ruger Ridge
I
is exactly right with what you just said. We're taught to ignore it, and or that it really didn't happen. There is so much more to life than what we just see. It's
Mhm.
amazing. And I wish I could see everything, and I can't. There's a lot that I can't see. Hey, Chris, that's my aunt,
Hey,
Christy.
Chris. Hey, Christy. I don't I just don't know if, I don't it's hard for me. I really it's like I wanna develop my abilities on a deeper level, right? But I guess I'm kind of scared because I don't know. Because again, fear of the unknown,
Jump
right?
in.
Yeah, and it's kinda like but when I start doing that, then, you know, sometime what is that whole be careful what you wish for because you might just get it, you know?
But
Like, what
when
do
you do that, if you're doing it with, like, meditation, and you're getting more in touch with your higher self, you have a better understanding at the same time. So it's not like you're just gonna see, like, this clown jump out, and it's gonna scare you. I mean, things will still scare you, but you have an understanding, because when you're
uh,
working on
mm,
that as a whole, and you're really focusing on it, and you're meditating on this, it's not just gonna be seeing things, it's gonna be understanding it, and possibly communicating with them, and figuring out what they
that
want.
makes sense. That makes sense, that makes sense. That makes me feel better. Thank you. Makes me feel better. I also wanted to talk about you talked a little bit about channeling and ladies, you're gonna love this. Amber channeled Patrick Swayze.
That was so much fun. That was my favorite ever.
That was cool. That was so cool. It's on her
Yeah.
channel. You have to check it out. It is worth the watch for sure. But what was it like? What I mean, did you get a feel for who he was in life? Like, did you get that feeling of what he kind of portrayed to us that he was this like family man and he was very caring and loving
Yes.
and generous?
I mean, I could have
Yeah.
done that whole video from here, but it made it so much better to go there, because I
Yeah.
reached out to him like weeks prior, and I'm like, "Look, we're going to talk when I get there, and all this stuff." But then the first time, which it's the first clip that's in the video, where I'm on the what is that thing called? Like this, I don't even know, like the gazebo thing. There's other spirits, like, that are just with people there. It was busy that day. People are there sightseeing, and they were all like just trying to talk. And I thought it was so funny because I'd ask him a question, and all these other ones were trying to answer. And I'm like, obviously they didn't watch the movie. They didn't know what was going on. they were just guessing random stuff. But the second attempt was a lot better at just trying to connect with him. There was still other stuff there, but yeah, it was awesome. He's definitely okay. He hangs out with his wife a lot. You know, that's where he spends his time. But he's fine. He was talking about the movie, answering stuff. But yeah, it was really cool.
That was one of my favorites. Like, I was just like, "That is so awesome." I mean, he like, you got so much, like, now, were some of the responses that you were getting, do you think that they were, like, the other spirits, like you said, that were around there? But for the most part, it was Patrick
Yes,
that
there were
was.
definitely other ones answering, but also there were a lot of like disembodied voices too, like answering stuff,
Mm.
and it was really cool. I had a good time doing that. At the end of that, like, well, I didn't put any of that in the video, but when I was talking to him, he made me feel how he felt before he passed away, and I left all of that out. I'm not gonna, put that in there, but it was so sad. It was just
Mm.
sad.
That had to be
That's one
hard.
of the bad parts about doing this is that you feel what they felt. Some people, it's just like you go to sleep, and I could feel like they just went to sleep, but like he suffered. I felt the nausea, I felt the sickness, I felt the
Mm.
vomiting, the pain. It was bad. He really did suffer a lot, and he's so much happier now. Like, he's not been laying in bed sick. He's fine. He can go wherever he wants. He's very much still around. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So, I know you do a lot of readings. You do, like, love on, like, for love, you do life, you do future readings, like,
Mhm.
all kinds of you do past life readings, and you do, and I'm going to ask you what it is, because I'm still learning all of this stuff. What is Akashic readings? What are those?
That just kind of goes along with I do those with the past life. It's the ones where oh, I can't remember what it. I think I did that for you that one night. But it's kind of like just deep messages. Those are like, but I mean, the cards I use are different than accessing your Akashic records. Those are a little different. It's kind of like all the records of all the lives you've had, kind of with what you.
Mm.
There's a lot of meditations where you can do that. I haven't done those yet. Some of them are a couple hours. I want to do one, but it's going to take time that I probably don't have right now. There's a lot of cool meditations I would like to do. I do listen. Every single night I do meditations at night, like either astral traveling or spirit guide, something. I do some kind of meditation every single night while I sleep.
And on your channel, you have a playlist of meditations that
Hmm.
are amazing, because I've even used them. They're fabulous. All of the ones that you have on your channel and your playlists are fabulous. But I wanted to I'm glad you brought up the whole meditation thing. And because what I like to do on my show is I definitely like to have a guest and interview the guest, but I also like to do a topic of the week. And on my first show, we talked about PTSD,
Hmm.
and we um, dove into that topic, and we talked about it on a deeper conversation. And then last week I had a topic of the week, but my interview with Nick Valente was going fantastic, and I didn't want to, like, stop that. So I'm like, okay, we'll go ahead and but interestingly enough, it worked out, because a topic of the week that I wanted to discuss last week was on meditation. So I thought it would be fabulous that you and I could pick that up and talk about meditation, because I feel like there's a lot of people have misconceptions about meditation. And I also feel like I think that people also just don't even know how to do it. I mean, just the basics of
Hmm.
it, because it's extremely simple and it's extremely easy, and it's absolutely anyone can do it. You don't have
Yes.
to take courses and classes and all those kind of things to do it. And there's so many health benefits to it. And one of the things that when we the week that we discussed the PTSD, one of the number one, the number one, I can't, my brain just went someplace. I don't even know what it, forgive me, Amber. I'm like trying
You're
to,
fine. Girl, I don't remember what I did
one
yesterday.
of the,
You're good.
yeah, one of the number one treatment for PTSD is talk therapy, right?
Hmm.
And second behind that is meditation and breathing exercises. So I thought to myself, I thought, I'll bet a lot of people don't even know where to start or how to start meditating. But I wanted everybody to kind of, I just kind of jotted down a few things because there's so many benefits to meditation and deep breathing. It helps with stress, it helps with anxiety, it helps improve your sleep, it helps, believe it or not, helps control pain, it helps control high
Hmm.
blood pressure. Focusing on your breathing, it helps to calm your mind and your nervous system. It helps you tune into yourself, and get
Absolutely.
a major profound like state of relaxation. I mean, that for me was the hardest part because what I do for a living is extremely stressful. And since I've been meditating, I've been having, been able to sleep better. I've been able to,
Hmm.
just it's helped me with my anxiety tremendously. So I wanted to I just wanted us to kind of have like a conversation about meditation. And so meditation is obviously good for all those reasons that I just kind of rattled off, but also like you said, it's something that you can use to like to help with your, to develop abilities. It also helps to connect with your ancestors or your
Hmm.
guardians or your, help me, Amber,
Well,
your
there's a lot
guardians,
of
your,
different types of meditations too. Meditation can be as easy as listening to music in the car and singing really loud and just having a good time with the girls, or whatever you're doing, like dancing in your living room. That can be meditation. Playing in the
Mhm.
rain, whatever you want to do that makes you feel good and relax. But it's a little different when you want to um, go deeper into that, into your reaching your higher self, your potential. There's a difference in it. You're not going to do that by just listening to music and singing. There's different levels of it. But I always recommend for people that are just starting out to find a guided meditation. And I always tell them, start with a negative energy clearing meditation. Clear your chakras, clear negative energy. Some people are like thinking that when I say that, I mean that you're full of negative energy, but kind of we are, whether they want to admit it or not. It's your
Mhm.
own negative energy. It's people that you just went to the grocery store at Walmart with. It's their energy that's sticking to you. It's your family, your stuff from work. It all sticks to us. And I always tell people it's kind of like when if somebody's taking a straw and blowing spitballs at you, like it's their energy just sticking to you. You want to clear that off. You're not going to go. You're not going to have a lot of success trying to reach that higher consciousness when you're trying to meditate with everybody else's energy. You have to get rid of it. And I always tell them, do that every night. Like just clear that energy, do a guided meditation that takes 10 minutes. Sit in the dark room, put some headphones on and just do it. Do it every night for a week or two. See how you feel. Once you start doing that,
Mhm.
then start adding in new ones, adding in more.
Because it doesn't have to. And I think there's a misconception that everybody thinks that it's like, oh, you have to take an hour a day to go and meditate, but that's
Mm-mm.
totally not, especially in the beginning. I think that if you try to do an hour or I think you'll get very frustrated. I think people will get frustrated if they try to do some like hour long thing. Just 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
a day, 10 minutes a day, whatever you can fit into your schedule, and then, you know, uh, it's not something it's not like you have to, it's just about quieting your mind, just sitting there for even if it's 5 minutes, I kid you not,
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes is how I started. 5 minutes a day. That's it. It's all I start. 5 minutes a day. And because of the job I do, it actually was challenging for me to sit still for 5 minutes and do nothing and clear my mind. Like it was it wasn't easy in the beginning. I mean, it was a struggle for me to do
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes. But once I got 5 minutes over time, I was like, this feels really good. And I feel really good after. Like it really helped me so much with stress. So it was kind of like, okay, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Now I do whatever I have time for. Sometimes I don't have time for 20 minutes, but I have time for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever sometimes I have time for. If I have time for an hour, I'll do an hour, but I mean, if I don't, then that's okay too. It's at your
Mm-hmm.
own pace, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And once people start doing it, though, you don't want to stop. Like you're going
I
to always
don't.
want to do that.
I
But I
have to
also like
get
listening to the binaural beats. I love those. And
yes.
I don't
That's
know
a
who
good
the Sapien Medicine channel is. This person, I don't know if it's a man or a woman who does this, but I would love to talk to him one day because I'm always recommending their channel. But they have beats, and they're all like most of them are less than like 6 minutes. There's ones for like ADHD, and I play that one for my daughter. It's 3 minutes, and she'll just like rock out to it, and it's just music. It's music and sound waves. That's all it is. It is amazing. There's no words. They're awesome. There's ones for like I'm on his channel now. I'm just looking at it. There's ones for like high blood pressure, dark circle under your eye removal. There's ones for fat burn. There's ones for DNA repair. There's ones for hearing loss. I mean, it covers everything. You can't go wrong with that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
what's it going to hurt to try it? But you also can't give up
It's
after
free.
one time. You have to keep at it.
Yeah,
You're not going
you
to
do.
get it after 5 minutes. You have to keep doing it.
Yeah, yeah. You have to, because when you do it consistently is when you
Hmm.
see, you really, really see the benefit of it when you're doing it on a consistent
Hmm.
basis. At least every day, and just finding some place that's quiet, some place where you can just have stillness and be calm. A lot of us have trouble doing that.
Yes.
And but 5 minutes a day, guys, just try it, try it. And
Yeah.
there's even some apps too. There's Headspace. There's another app called Calm. There's Listen, if you're on YouTube right now and you're here with us, with me and Amber right now, you know that YouTube has videos on everything. So there's tons and
Hmm.
tons of guided meditations, tons of the binary beats. Like there's a lot of, just go check out some of the ones that are out there. You can't go wrong, really. You really can't go
Yes.
wrong. There was I thought there was another app that I had. Oh, another thing that's kind of cool too is I was thinking, like, if you had a meditation buddy, like maybe you have a
Hmm.
friend, or I mean, yoga is always amazing. I just don't have time or the money to go to yoga. I will do yoga in my
Right.
house because it's for free. Meditation is free. There's no gym membership or
Uh-huh.
class membership, right? So it's the best price for me. Free.
My
We
daughter
like
likes
free.
the cosmic kids yoga, and they tell a story, while they do it. That one's easy to do. It's cool, and
See,
you get to
that's
listen to a story. So.
and see, that's great though. I mean, I think that more parents should kind of consider getting their children to meditate again, even if it's for 5 minutes a day, and getting them to
Hmm.
sit still. Because if you're teaching them at a young age, then it's a practice that they're going to want to do their whole lives, right? And
Hmm.
don't we all want for our children to be stress free? That's what we want,
Yes.
but
See,
you
I
know,
homeschool too, so we do that. We can do meditation during the day or whatever, talk about crystals and all that stuff. But something that we probably wouldn't have time to do if I didn't. But then again, my kid is still sassy as I'll get out. She is 8 going on 18, so But she knows how to meditate. She knows how to do that stuff. And, and she
Yeah.
also knows how to butcher chicken. So,
Yeah, but there's listen, a lot of people when I did homeschooling with my kids, like it was totally it really wasn't that mainstream and it wasn't, it was frowned upon back in the day, and
hmm
it's I think it's amazing. Like I think it's amazing. I think that your children learn more being homeschooled than they do being in public school. That's
it's
just my
definitely
opinion.
different. Like, it's not like it was when I went to school. It's a lot different now. So, yeah.
It is. It
But
is.
but it was never like, before I even had her, it was like that's what I was gonna do with her. You know what I mean? It was never like a all of a sudden thing. It was just that's what was gonna happen. And
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard. It's not as easy as people think.
no, it's not easy. It's
It's
not
not.
easy. It's not. But I think that my kids are very they're both very, very intelligent. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I had a book in front of them constantly.
hmm
Constantly. Constant. Like never they always had books, all kinds of books. And it's just I think it's super important that we cultivate that in our children, the seeking of knowledge, learning for yourself. Because if we're not out there teaching them, hey, this is how
hmm
you better yourself. This is how it just I think it sends a message to them that, when they see us learning and they see us wanting to learn more, then I think it kind of propels them to have that they want to do
Yeah.
that as well.
And even when we're outside, we'll take our shoes off and just lay in the sun, lay in the grass when it's nice out. And that's
Yeah.
something people can do even when you're hiking or filming, when you're out in the woods. Take your shoes, make sure there's
Mhm.
no snakes, okay? And poison ivy, take your shoes off and just rub your feet in the dirt. Get them dirty. Who cares?
Get grounded.
Touch the trees, touch the leaves, see what you feel. There are
Absolutely.
so many times, and Lou knows this if she's still watching. I say this to her all the time. When I'm outside, especially when we're at that house, when the wind's blowing, I can hear voices in the wind, and I know that sounds crazy, but the wind talks. Um, a bullfrog said a full sentence the other day. I recorded it. I need to post that. It's crazy. Like this bullfrog just talking to us, and I'm like, then it'd be like, "Rrr." It was across the street, or I would have been out of there. But like I could hear voices in the wind, and when I play it back, you can hear it. Like there's so much
That's
energy all
crazy.
around us.
Yeah, and we don't pay attention to it because we're always so busy, 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 rushing here, rushing there,
hmm
going. I mean, I spend a lot of time in the car and it's hard. Like because my job I'm not saying my job changed, but my position changed. So I'm driving more, but I'm also like not able to kind of I miss being like I miss being able to like watch all of my YouTube shows. I used to be able to do that, but I can't do that anymore. I got too many other things I got going on. But but I'm in the car and it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to be just like driving around and I just feel so like cramped and I'm cranky at the end of the day because it's like the traffic here is so
Plug your
bad and
phone in and
it's
turn some binaural beats on, and just crank it up in the car
that's
and
what I
rock
need to
out to it.
do. That's what
Yes,
I need to do. That's a good suggestion. I'm going to do that. I'm doing that. I'll
I
let you know
think I
how it
do really
goes.
sound crazy when I say it out loud, though, don't I? All this stuff I say, like I sound nuts
No. No, you don't sound nuts
when I
at
when I
all. Are
say
you
it.
kidding? No, 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 no. Not at all. Not at all.
I've
But,
had that thought
I
come
just
across, and I'm like, maybe I really am just losing it. I think that
if you
sometimes.
are, if you are, then there's millions of us that are have lost it too. So you're in good company. So does anybody have any questions for Amber? If you guys do, just if you could put them in caps, it's easier for me to see. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just wanna kind of like see if there's any, I've even been thinking because I do actually have I have like 3 oracle decks, and I've been kind of like debating on whether I want to do something like that on my channel or not. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of
Just
like,
shuffle and work with them, get your energy in it, and see what happens.
yeah, I've been doing that. I've been doing that, and I've been like doing like readings for, just like a few people here and there. I'm trying like I'm not I'm still learning to trust what I'm picking up. Does that make sense? I'm still learning
Hmm.
to trust my intuition, to trust what I'm feeling, to trust that thought. And that's where
Yeah.
I think that's where I get not confused, but I get frustrated sometimes because I'm kind of like, first thought is always the right one for me. The first impression, the first thought, it's always
Hmm.
dead on. If I second guess myself, I can't if I don't go with that first thought or that first impression, then forget it. I won't get it.
Yeah,
If
once we
I
start
second
second
guess.
guessing ourselves and questioning and overthinking it, that's when it's like
Yeah.
it gets all kind of jumbled. So, Marty, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So earlier today, I was kind of out doing some yard work, and I was kind of like thinking about, oh, I've got to make sure I get back inside, in time for this. Well, then I just started seeing this man, and he's got like longer hair, like long gray hair. But I think somehow he's connected to you. He's got longer hair; it's not short, and
Longer hair.
he, it's like a whitish or gray. Um,
Hmm.
but he had like really like darker arms, like he would. I think he worked outside a lot. Was out in the sun a lot.
Hmm.
But I don't know, and I still see him. I don't know. I still see him. He's got facial hair, but the hair is a little longer. But I still see him. But I
And
don't know if
how
he's like a family member, a friend, or if he's like I don't know if it's like is it a spirit guide I'm seeing? I don't know who it is. Like I don't know, but but I think he's connected with you somehow.
yeah,
He's got the longer hair.
I can't I can't figure out who that would be. I think Matt's in the
Is that
chat. Matt, if you have any idea who that could be. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. And he had longer hair. Huh.
yes, and like really tan arms. Like it was just like the arms, like like what would show from a t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
outside a lot.
Hmm. I'll have to
But I
think.
just
I'm
kept
sure
seeing
it's
him, and I'm like, where did this guy come from? I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm still seeing him. He's
you know, I can't think. And I'll tell you, I mean, I'm not very, very close with a lot of my family. So
hmm
it's hard for me sometimes to kind of think in that you know what I mean? Like who could that have been,
hmm
Because I just was never really close with a lot of family. I was
right.
uh I can't place who that could be.
See, like a lot of times when I do readings, I'll ask people, who is it that you want to connect with, and give me a name. Because if your great great grandma shows up and you never met her, but she's hanging out with you every day and following you around
Yeah,
the house, they're not going to recognize her. They're not going to know.
right.
They're not going to. It's not going to resonate with them. But this guy, I think
Yeah.
he's got something to do with you for sure.
Hmm.
I don't
And he
know who
doesn't
he
want to give
is.
you a name.
Sometimes they don't. It takes me a little more effort to get names. Like to
Yeah.
kind of.
Is there a possibility that somebody could give you or spirit could give you an impression
Of
of what
what
they
what
look
is it?
like? Like, is it possible that they could give you, like, project to you one way, but then maybe in my lifetime, I never saw them that way? I mean, is that's possible, right?
Um, yes, because usually I see him how they were like what they looked like before they passed. This
Mhm.
person looks like they were probably in their 50s or 60s, like maybe late 50s, 60s. They weren't like super old. I think they were still getting around pretty good. They weren't like
Mhm.
in the hospital or like bedbound or anything like that.
Do you have any idea how they passed?
Um, Let me see. Um, whatever it was like sudden. It wasn't expected. Okay, it was sudden. Um, I don't feel like impact like a car accident. So I'm thinking some. Oh my gosh, this baby doll just started talking about self. Okay. Um, I'm thinking like maybe it could have been just like a heart attack or something like that. It was
Mhm.
whatever it was. It was sudden. It wasn't expected.
Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about that. I'll let you know if I think of anybody. It doesn't resonate. Doesn't mean that, like I said though, because I don't really
Hmm.
have a lot of contact with a lot of my family members, it could still be someone that I'm just not,
Right.
you know.
Um, Let me see. I feel like it's paternal, like it's somebody on the paternal side. So, but like I said, I don't know why certain people
Yeah.
will do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like what I don't know. Especially if
What
you
would
you weren't really close to them. Like they're just like, hey, I don't know
Yeah.
why they do that.
It's random though, right? Like,
Yeah, it's so random. But
I
yeah,
don't know,
sometimes
like
they'll just like show up before I go somewhere, or like if I'm going to go to an
Mhm.
investigation, they're going to like with the little boy from the Heyman house. He came here that day and was just kind of hanging out, which I knew he wasn't going to stay there. He was coming back with me, which I'm glad he did because he didn't need to be there.
Yeah, because I mean, it's true, and I've seen it on your channel where there are times when spirits harass other spirits on the other
Hmm.
side, right? They do that. So
Yes,
it's kind of
it's terrible when they do that. And for me, like I know places make money off haunted adventures and staying all night, whatever. But when there are spirits there that are tormenting other ones and they don't want to get rid of them because they're making
Mhm.
money off of it, that bothers me. Like, I mean, I can't do nothing about it. Well, unless they follow me home, then I'm crossing them over. I'm letting them be, or they could stay here. They're like nobody's gonna get EVPs of the little ghost boy at the Heyman house anymore. If they say they got him, I need to hear it because he's not there.
I love
He came
it.
home
I
with
love
me.
it. I love it. Yeah. The I'm trying to think of the one that I saw. I saw something on TV the other day and I was just kind of like I if it was me, I would be crossing everybody over, or at least trying to anyway. If I
Yeah.
was aware that they were, especially that they were being, because like you went to Bobby Mackey's, right?
Hmm.
You did an investigation at Bobby Mackey's.
I would
That
love to
that
go back
was
there.
that was crazy. That's on
Hmm.
her channel too, everybody. Check that. I'm telling you, you could just be on her channel and binging for days because
The
she's got
spirits there like small crowds. They only like two, three, four people. They don't want a group of 15 people in there. Like they're not gonna do much when there's a lot of people there. But
do they do
there's at
this
least four demons there that I saw.
wow.
But they wanted to stay there. They weren't trying to like grab a hold of somebody, ride a home in your purse. They wanted to be there.
They're like, we're here, we're happy,
Hmm.
we're comfy, and
Yeah, they're
don't
good
try,
been there.
don't. That's
Hmm.
crazy. I can't. But was it like? Were you
Oh, what
overwhelmed
happened?
with the amount? Were you
No,
overwhelmed
it,
with
it
the
was
amount of spirits,
it,
or
it was fine there. I know the caretaker that used to be there. He committed suicide. He's still there. And he told me that he was a demon now. And the demons, like, he had claimed that, demons were torturing him for years. He could hear him, he was talking to him. And, Bishop Long did exorcisms on him there. And I even had Bishop Long's voice come through. It was either on Necrophonic or EVP. But
whoa?
yeah, he says he's a demon. I guess And that's what, like, a lot of people, there's so many different opinions on demons, but I think there's a big difference in like demons that have always been demons, and then like when they do get to somebody like that, like a human turned demon type thing. It's different, but he wasn't been like malicious or anything. I mean, he
Hmm.
wasn't been mean or anything to me, but I mean, I don't really think he wanted everybody there, but he was definitely still there. They did not say where this happened at, but it was I know it was in that place. I mean, you could just tell. But
Do they do how do I say this? Do the do spirits actually when they pass over, like do they still they do they stay who they are? Like they still have the same like kind of personalities and the same,
mhm,
right?
yes,
They don't lose like who they are, right? Like
no. Um, a lot of people, the most the main thing I encounter with when people are wanting to connect with other, somebody that has passed away, they assume that that person's upset with them. Oh, I didn't get to say goodbye.
mm,
I wasn't there when they passed away. It's fine. They're not they're not holding grudges. They
yeah.
understand. Even if somebody's unconscious when you're with them before they pass, they still like the soul knows. They still know who was there. They still understand, and they don't want you to be sad. There's so many times I've done readings for people. They're like, I just want them to be happy. I just want them to be happy. Stop crying. I don't want you to cry. I'm right here. I'm standing right
Yeah.
here. Don't cry. But yeah, a lot of people hold guilt, and you're doing it. It's kind of like doing it to ourselves. There's no reason for you to feel guilty for not being with somebody when they passed. They and spirit's not going to want you to remember how they looked when they passed. If you're at the hospital and they're on life support or something, they don't want you to remember that every single time you see them.
Mhm.
They want you to remember being happy. Your memories that you had, like the fun stuff you did. Don't dwell on the bad stuff. Don't dwell on holding on to, I wish I could have done more. I should have, maybe I should have done this and they would have that. Don't play that game with yourself. You're going to torture yourself. Like, they're fine. They're okay. They're with you. Don't blame yourself.
It just came to me who it is that you saw. So I had and you said, tell me again what you said. You said that you thought that it was sudden, right? It was sudden, like
Yes.
unexpected.
Yeah, very unexpected.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not sure if it was paternal, but I felt like it could have been paternal, maybe an uncle or a
he
cousin. But
he was like a brother to me. He was a brother to me. I know now I know exactly now I know exactly who it was. Yeah. Yeah. And he he went to work and he had a heart attack. It was extremely unexpected. And yeah,
did he
it
work
threw me.
outside?
Yeah. And
Okay.
he was an avid fisherman, and he had the long hair and yeah. So I know who that is and wow, that's nice. That's nice to know that he's around.
Yeah, he showed up earlier today. Yeah.
Yeah. He was really good to me. He was a really good friend and him and his wife were, best friend. They were best friends with of me and my wife not me and my wife, me and my first husband. And oh my gosh, can't even it kind of is just kind of like threw me for a loop like cuz I just put it together and he was the brother I never had, like literally. And I have
Mhm.
siblings, but I grew up as basically raised as an only child. They were way older than me. I was the late in life baby. So I'm sorry. Something just poked its head out from around this. I can't even believe that just happened. That was crazy.
Was it him?
I don't think it was him. It was just like a
Okay.
shadow. I've never seen that before, ever. I can't believe that just happened. That's crazy. Anyways, so he was like a brother to me. He was amazing. He was if I got locked out of my house or out of my car, like he was the call. Like he was the guy that, you know, yeah. So that's
Do
nice.
do you
That's
still
nice to
talk
hear.
to his wife?
I do. I do.
Okay.
From time to time. From time to time. I mean, she's moved on and, she's
Mhm.
remarried and, but yeah, from time to time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have a message for her?
I just see like a rose. I don't know if it would have been their anniversary recently or it's coming up, but usually that's what, like, when I just see like a long stem rose, that's usually what it symbols, but or symbolizes. I
Mhm.
can't even talk either.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, like spirit's not going to be jealous. They want you to go on and be happy.
Yeah,
Like they're fine.
yeah.
They're going where they need to go to heal, and they can come and go when they want, and they're fine. They're happy.
I'm sorry. I'm still like I can't believe that yeah, because he passed such a long time ago for me.
Mhm.
And my kid, cuz I mean, my kids grew up calling him Uncle Charlie, like he was their uncle. Like they still talk about
That's
him. We all
maybe
still
that's
talk
why I kept
about
thinking it
him.
was an uncle. I'm like, I think it's
Yeah.
uncle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was salt of the earth guy, I tell you.
Hmm.
Wow. And I'm sorry, and then the shadow person or something. I don't know what that was, but because I'm where I am in the house is like there's a bathroom like on this side of the wall over here, and it's like it just kind of like popped its head out, like it was crazy. Amber, that scared me. I've never seen anything like that before. Holy cow! Oh, oh my goodness. I don't know.
Do you
That was
ever notice if anything's like, does anything ever kind of like move places at your house?
all the time.
Or have you lately your keys on the counter, then they're over here and you can't find
Mhm.
them?
All the
Okay.
time. All the time. I see,
Did he ever used to
like,
prank you or anything? Like, did that guy ever used to
oh,
like just kind of like, so because he's showing me that he's moving keys. So
ah,
so it could be, I think it's him doing it. I don't think he would do anything like to scare
that makes
you,
sense.
but I think he's moving stuff
I just got
just to say
chills.
hi, when he comes and visits.
Yeah. He was
Yeah, he's
always
moving stuff.
yeah, he was a big joke kind of guy, always telling jokes, always pranking
Mhm.
everybody. Like, yeah, he
So
was.
yes, that answers your question. Is their personality still the same? Absolutely. He still has the sun fan, like the work outside type, and moving stuff around to play pranks.
That's him. Yep. I knew it had to be somebody. I just had to kind of think about it for a minute,
Hmm.
because happened many years ago. He passed many years ago. So
Hmm.
it's been a
Yeah,
long
the soul
time.
never dies. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, and
No.
I'm sure he visits, everybody else in his family. He just kind of makes his rounds and checks on everybody and keeps an
Yeah.
eye out.
Well, my brother passed very young, very very young, and so like it's funny because he is usually like the first person that'll come to my mind, and then I'll be like,
Hmm.
no, that's not, and then I'm like, no, that's not him, you know. So it's just that's usually the one that I am always like, oh, am I going to hear from my brother, But
Yeah,
it's okay. I think he's I think he's perfectly fine, and he's probably raising Cain wherever he is. If you're telling me their personalities stay the same, he is raising
yeah,
hell someplace for sure.
yeah. I'll have to do a reading for you because yeah, he's like, I can go grab her brother. So yeah, yeah.
What?
I almost think that was that could have been your friend that you saw, because he's like, tell her I said boo, so I think that he's just joking with you, like he's just messing with you. So, but yeah, do you see how it's so random? It's like, that's why I ask for names when I do readings, because it took you a minute to figure out who it was. But like, because there's sometimes like, but even if they ask for a certain person, usually like 3 or 4 will come through. So it's usually a lot more than that.
Tell her boo. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is so him. Like,
Tell
that
her
is
boo.
so him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brat. Okay. All right, Charlie, cut it out. I love it. But it makes me feel good
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, he was one of the people in my life that I knew 100% I could trust, and without question, I knew he had my best interest at heart every minute, and that I could trust him. So,
Hmm. See, now I'm seeing a vehicle, and I feel like there's a I don't know who it is. I keep seeing it like a vehicle and an impact, and that somebody passed away from that too. So that's what I'm seeing now. It's just like it never stops. It's always something. But
you think it's somebody in the chat, maybe?
um, no, it's
No.
definitely somebody. But I don't know if it was like, I don't think it was. It may not have been instant. Like it was just complications from it, or was it? I'm trying to. Hmm, I don't. I'm trying to figure this out too. I just keep seeing this car, and then somebody got hurt.
Hmm. Have to think about that. I don't know. Ah.
Let me see. Let me see. Paramedic.
Yeah, how is their
Paramedic.
concept
The
time?
Yeah, the time is, we're the only ones that use time. Somebody could be passed away for 30 years to us, and for them, it's like it's only been a few seconds or a few minutes. It's not the same. But it's hard for us to grasp the concept of it, even for me, because we use time. We time everything. Our birthdays, we
Mhm.
we we time everything, every single thing. Food we cook, our birthdays, our work days, everything is timed. Hey, but yeah, their time is just, it's so different.
Hmm.
Yes, they can see us. Yeah, they see everything. They're with us. They see what we go through. They know what we're doing, all that good stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm still like, I cannot, girl, I cannot believe that he's around. Like, I think about him a lot, but I didn't really think, because I do have other other people that have passed over, right? So that were
Mhm.
very, very, that I was very, very, very close to, and I see things. When I see cardinals, I know it's this one person. When I see butterflies, I
Mhm.
know it's this other person. So there's certain things that I do see that I know that come to me as confirmation, like that's them saying, like, hey, I love you, I miss you, and I'm here, and
Mhm.
that kind of thing. So I know that those things happen for me.
And when you're looking for your keys, if they got moved, you're probably not even thinking about it, but like you're probably thinking, that's something he would have done, and maybe not putting together that
Yeah.
that it
Yeah.
was resonating that way.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm just like, that brought me so much joy to know that. So that's awesome. And he
Yeah,
better not
he's
scare
still
me
your friend on the
anymore.
other side. Yeah.
And he better not be scaring me and boo and a whole thing. No more.
That
Cut
was
it
so
out.
funny though, right?
It was Amber, it was like 3 feet from my head. Like, it was like this black, like he just poked his head out of the door and was like that. And it turned, like,
Yeah.
the it was funny because I thought I saw something the first time, and then I looked, and when I looked the second time, it, like, not only did it poke its head out, but it poked its head out and then turned and looked at me, like, and then son of a bitch. He he's bad. Forgive me, guys. My allergies are so bad today. Oh, the allergies are bad. Um,
Oh my goodness. I almost don't like TikTok sometimes anymore.
no.
I
You're
keep
doing really
I've
well
been
on
dealing
TikTok, though.
I've been dealing with trolls for like 3 days now. Like
You're
scammers
kidding.
trying to, yes, it's bad. I'm like, stop. Just be, I don't know why people can't just be like
Normal.
normal, regular, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I the TikTok thing is a little I'm still learning all these things. I've had a TikTok account for a
Hmm.
long time. I almost have like 2,000 followers, but I don't really have a lot of content on there. But I don't know. I just don't know how it's hard for me. Technology is not one of the easiest
Same.
things for me. It's just not.
I'm
It's
so bad with it.
it doesn't come second nature. I mean, I got to work at it. I do.
When I was chatting with Matt the other day, because he was going to help me, try to find some stuff for an intro. And I'm like, if you asked me to pull up a 1996 IBM and put a floppy disk in it, I could probably do it still, but I can't do this stuff.
Yeah,
He's like, I
it's
haven't
not
heard that for a
easy.
long time. Yeah, it's not. But yeah, I
Yeah.
had that video I sent you. I keep getting
Uh-huh.
people messaging me telling me, I can't believe you're trying to show the shadow of a rat and say that it's a spirit. I'm like, God, I've been in this house so many times at night. There's not rats. There's not mice running around. You can see it come from the other room.
You
In
see it?
slow
Yeah.
motion. It comes from
Yeah.
that back room, but directly across from that door frame is the door to outside, and we were sitting on the bench outside. So there's no way it could have there's nothing for what's it going to climb on? Shelves that aren't there. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing there.
Because I'll
Um,
tell you why you're probably getting trolled is because that is one of the most impressive pieces of evidence that I think I've ever seen. I mean, it comes out and across and down the wall, kind of
and then goes back.
disappears, and then
Hmm.
it goes back up and then into that room. It's like,
Yeah. And she has a surveillance, well, two surveillance cameras in the house, and I can watch it on my phone and she can watch it on her phone. We've never seen anything like that. Like, we've never seen bats, we've never seen birds in the house. Now, there'll be mosquitoes sometimes, because if we leave
yeah.
the door open, but we've never had any signs of that. But yeah, and then one person tried to share it with some people that were like paranormal debunkers. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, have at it, buddy. Like, but he was like talking crap in the comment. He's like, look at this bull crap. I'm like, what did I do to you? Like, I
Because
mean,
they're
pretty much
jealous.
almost all of my videos, if you put headphones on, you can hear him talking. And I've had
Mhm.
people tell me that I have people laying in my yard saying things. I'm like, yeah, because when Tim goes to work, that's what I do. I call a bunch of dudes over to lay in my yard.
For heaven's sakes.
I don't have time for that. Like, I don't know where these people come up with
No.
this stuff.
Yeah.
I,
We
I
don't
don't
have
even
time for
know.
that. We don't have
Yeah,
time for that
she was with me
monkey
when it happened. We were
business.
sitting out on the porch smoking a cigarette. The door's right there. I mean, there's no way that like just the way it does. It looks like it has a tail. I mean, it would have had to have been like that big because it was huge. But yeah, it
Yeah, I
definitely
was
looks
gonna
like it has a tail.
it's not
And it,
tiny.
it
This
no,
isn't the size of a rat even.
right. And it's
This is
crawling.
huge.
But
And
I've
it's and
also
it
seen at the same place. Well, she knows this. He hasn't been back for a while. But that negative entity that I asked
uh-huh.
you for help with, I
Mhm.
saw him change from a human to a snake and slither up the like. There's so much that can happen with paranormal. It's not angels, demons, and ghosts. There's so much more. There's cryptids. There's fae. There's shape shifting things, but I don't even know what they are. There's entities that are ancient. There's earth spirits. There's water spirits. There's elementals. There's so much that people just don't even comprehend. And especially if you're going to be like in the ghost hunting
Mhm.
business, or even people that debunk stuff, whatever you want to
Right,
do,
right.
you need to understand that there's more than what you can comprehend or what they're comprehending, because these same people will be like, well, mermaids never existed and neither does Bigfoot, but these people think they've seen it. I mean, what I'm saying? Like, it's the same people. I've
Mhm.
talked to so many paranormal groups that are like, can you believe they think Bigfoot's real? I'm like, you're out here hunting ghosts, but you like, it doesn't make sense, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, if someone comes on my show and says that they saw a goblin, I mean, how am I going to tell somebody they didn't see what are telling me they saw, but yet I'm expecting them to believe me that I've seen a Sasquatch, right? Like
Hmm.
I can't, because I know there's more out there. There's
There,
so
there
much
is,
more,
and there's so
so
much
much
more that
more.
we don't even know right now. I
Yeah.
want to see it. Like, I want to see it all before I die. I want to see everything.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
I
there's a
I
lot.
I keep yeah, because like I don't know, I've always been into these types of subject matters, but
Hmm.
I never like okay, so I knew there, like I love fairies and
Hmm.
all these different things. Like so, but then when we started really getting into this, like that's when I was like, okay, there's a lot more. There's a
Hmm.
lot more, than just, I don't know, your typical, right? Like, I didn't know anything about Dogman. And now I'm like, I think I have, I'm like, okay, so there's Dogman and like the things that you were talking about that don't have the face, but they're like white or whatever, are those, what are they called? Rakes or rakes?
I'm not sure. They haven't yet spoken to me. So there's sometimes they'll talk to me. Sometimes they choose not to.
Mm.
Um, and they show themselves when they want to. Even with me, like, there's sometimes they get by and like I don't even realize they're there until they like say something or I see them, because they can hide themselves just like anything else can. And I mean, but there's so
But
much. They're like
do those appear to be solid to you or?
the white ones. They look solid, but they almost have like, it's not like a perfect line. It's almost like a misty edge, if that makes sense. It's
Mhm.
But they look solid, but I don't think they are. Um, it's so weird, and they're only like maybe 3.5, 4 feet high, if that. I mean,
Are they
there's no like
goblins? Are they
they
goblins?
they
Maybe they live
they
in the
might be.
mines of West Virginia, those coal mines?
They might be. I don't know. There's so many things out here. It's
It's crazy.
unreal.
Do you have fairies in your woods too?
Yes, and we've got videos of them off Lou's camera, and then I have videos of them playing on my Jeep a few weeks ago. Now, after we
You're
got rid of
kidding.
that negative thing that I asked you for help with,
Right,
um,
right.
they came out that same night that they were out jumping around. And on the security
Oh,
cameras, when you see a bug fly by it, like right now I'm looking at mine, I have it running on the TV all the time, but I can't even see my handle to my Jeep. I know where it's at, but it's a Jeep handle that big to open the door. But when you see bugs, you can tell they're bugs the way they are. But these things, from the distance it is, they're about that tall. They have little wings and legs. Sometimes they have four wings. um but yeah,
like a
they'll just jump
dragonfly.
around. Yeah, yeah, and they're tall and they jump around and they'll run through the yard and then flap on the gate and then go back to the car and jump up and down around the car, play on the tires.
That's so
So
cool.
it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
the fairies that I have at my Matt's house actually. But those fairies, they don't those guys over there don't play. Like they stole my credit card.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they took my pendulum, a new one too, a newer one, last summer, and it was gone. Looked everywhere for it, and it's a cool kind too. I do have it still now, but you unscrew it and you can put like a salt or
Uh-huh.
sage or whatever in it. and it took me like I had not bought a new one in years, and then I buy this one and I have it sitting down and get up the next day and it's gone and I cannot find it anywhere. So it was about what 4 or 5 months that, and then we got home from going shopping at Sam's Club one day, and it's literally as soon as you open the front door, it's laying right there on the hardwood floor, just spread out right in front of the door. I'm like, really? That was not there.
They're
That was
they're
not there.
tricksters.
They are.
Mhm.
See, I used to kind of be afraid of them because I've heard so many stories. It's like if you drop something or you leave something out, they'll be in debt forever. So I kind of shut that part off. I'm like, I'm not messing with these things. I don't want
Mhm.
whatever, but I've not had a bad experience with them. There was a night recently, a couple weeks ago, that Lou and I were at her house, and we're just kind of in the driveway beside my Jeep, and we're talking, and I'm like, "Do you hear that?" And we kept hearing this noise, like this buzzing noise. And then I'm like, there's something on my legs. And then she goes back and looks at her camera, and the fairies are going back and forth on our legs. It was
Wow.
so cool. It was really cool.
So you guys felt it, but you didn't actually like physically
Brown
see
dwarf,
it, but you
yes.
saw it.
Yeah, we could hear it and feel it, but we knew something was there. You could hear it going through the grass, and yeah, it was on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, does anybody
Yeah,
have any other questions for Amber, guys? And if you got I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She kind of freaked me out a little bit with this whole thing and then the guy with the boo and whatever. So,
I'm gonna send you that video of. I'll send you two of them. I don't know if I don't think I put sound with them, but if I did on TikTok, I mean, you can put it down. But I don't know if you could show it on there or not. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know how to do that stuff, but you might.
yeah.
Let me see. Here's this is the third one. I'll send you two of them, but they're really cool, and you can clearly tell. Because at first I'm like, this has got to be a kid spirit, because just of how it acts. But they have wings. We've slowed it down, zoomed in. There's wings.
All right, let me see if I can
And
figure
wait,
this out.
I'll send you the first one. This one's really good. You'll love this one. But I don't know if I put, like I said, I try to like not use too much music with some of my stuff because of if I want to share it to YouTube, I get
Oh,
they're
you
they're
get in
all about
trouble.
throwing copyright claims at me. Yeah, took
All
me
right, so
forever to get my
let's
my
see if I
Patrick
can
Swayze video up.
let's see if I can do this. Let's see. Hold on here. Let's see. Share. I have not done this. This is something I'm still, let's see. Let's
Let
try
me see.
video file. Oh wait. No. And
Maggie asked if I have a guide that teaches me a spiritual one. Yes, we all have spirit guides. All of us do. Some have one, some can have three, some can have five. I have four. But yeah, you have to like if you ever have like you have to trust your intuition because when it comes to spirit guides, it can be as subtle as if you want to go do something or go a certain direction when you're driving and something's like, nah, don't go that way, go this way. That could be them telling you, hey, go the other way, you're going to avoid danger, or you know what I mean, like they're looking out for you, but it can come in different forms, and most generally people can resonate it with that little voice in your head telling you
hmm,
the answer to something.
I can't figure it out. Sorry guys. I can't. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm learning. I'll have to what I'll have to do is I'll have to sit and practice with Matt. Cuz I don't know how to that's the like I know that they're in StreamYard there's the share button, but I have a Mac, okay? That I've
Hmm.
also had to learn how to use. And that's where I run into trouble. Is like I Mac doesn't like work in the same way as a regular
Hmm.
computer. So I get like, and that's all I've ever worked on my entire life has always been, I never ever had a Mac and it's brand new to me. So I'm still learning how to use the Mac and StreamYard. And yeah, it's a whole thing.
So I was going to say I could probably show. I know Brown Dwarf was asking. I don't think it would work even if I did it this way, would it? Could y'all see that? I'm not gonna. I don't have any sound on it.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if I can
I think
see it. Let me see. Just watch the road. You can literally see it. Did you see it? It was really cool. I mean, it dances around a little bit more down in the creek or the little ditch right there. But I'll show
Yeah,
one more time on the watch behind the car on the road. It'll come out.
there it is.
Yeah.
It's it's like on the road and it comes down, but it stopped right there, like behind the
It,
car.
yeah, well, it goes down into the little ditch
The
there,
little
and
ditch.
and then it comes back out and plays around the car and goes back in. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're pretty
yeah,
cool.
I'm telling you guys, she has so much evidence on her channel. You have to go check it out. Check it out. I just want to like say hi to everybody. Mike V came in. I saw Mid South Mark from Mid South Sasquatch. Jean Hudson. Hi, Jean. Hi, Sandra. Thanks, guys, for popping in. I have like some of the sweetest people come here. Like all of the sweet people. They always pop in and they
Yes,
say
hello
hi.
everyone. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah. I this has been such a positive experience for me. I mean, I never thought I'd ever be able to do this. Hey Sheila. Um, I never thought I never thought I'd be able to do something like this. So it's pretty shocking that
Yeah, and you'll do great, and
and I
you are doing
appreciate
great.
it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming tonight. Was there anything else
Anytime.
that you wanted to talk about, or you have some stuff you want to plug that you've got coming up?
Next Friday night, or well, this coming Friday, I guess, since Friday's over with.
Mm,
I will be going live from the haunted Lake Shawnee. It's been featured on the Dead Files. It's at the
cool.
Advanced amusement park. So it
And
is
where is that
haunted by.
at?
Let me look. It's in West Virginia, but they were closed. They've been closed the last 3 years. I've been trying to get in, and finally, when they reopened, she messaged me, and I'm like, yes. It's going to cost me so much to go though, just because it's, you know, a couple hours away, and gas in the Jeep is going to kill me. But I can't. I have to go. Like I've got it booked. I've had it booked for like 2 months now.
Oh,
Um,
it's
I'm
like a
so
bucket
excited
list
about it.
thing.
Yes, it's in Rock, West Virginia. It's got the old they still have the what is that Ferris wheel up, and it's got the moss growing up it. They've got an old school bus there from where they took kids there. Several kids were pulled under the water and had drowned there.
Oh,
There's
that's
a creature
creepy.
that pulls them under. I'm going to try to make it all night. I'll be there about 16 hours. So usually when I go to any Honda location, I'm good after 2 hours. I don't need any longer than that.
Yeah,
So
how do
hopefully nothing
you
tries to channel through me, or I may be heading home at like midnight. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I
But
not
I will be
that
going
long
live. I'll go
ago.
live on TikTok and here.
Okay, cool, because I don't wanna miss that. I don't wanna miss that at all. You gotta text me to let me know. You have to message me and tell me so I don't miss it.
Yes. But that's the thing there. I don't know if you could see it. It's kind of hard to
Oh
see.
my gosh.
And
That
they've got
looks
the
like
old
something out of
swings.
a movie.
Yes, it's definitely very haunted. The Shawnee tribe haunts that place. There was a lot of murders that took place on the land. So I'm definitely I think that's I messaged you already about that. I'm like, do you think this would be a good offering? I'm taking them something. I'm
It's gonna
not
be
gonna
great.
not do that. Yes.
It's gonna be great.
Thank you, Jean.
Yeah, not that long ago, Matt and I were doing an investigation somewhere, and I got I had something try to jump me. And it was interesting because I recognized what it was trying to do at like in the moment. Like I realized what was happening and I was like, "Whoa, you're not doing that. You need to get to step in." Like I was like really like, "No, no, 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 no. 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 You're not doing that." And it was like,
See, you're better than me because I just don't know when it happens until I'm editing. And I'm like, how many times do I not edit stuff, like record something and it's
yeah.
happening? Because there's times I'll be editing and I just like totally look away and I just have this conversation in like a different voice sometimes. And then I go right back to what I was doing. And I'm like, okay.
But
What
this
just
was
happened?
not this was something it was definitely evil, though. It was
Oh, wow.
I yeah, yeah, because it was like I was sitting down and I had the necrophonic app going and we were, asking questions and stuff. And then it was like I felt it come in. I felt it come into the room we were at. Like I literally just I said something evil just came in, and I don't know if it I mean Matt felt it too after, like, he felt it as well. And all of a sudden it just seemed like I felt this ice cold on the calf of my leg, and then it just started working its way kind of coming up my back. And it was like it started to get it was close to my shoulders, coming up, like creeping up like around me. And then I was just like, no. It was like, that's not what you're just stop right there. This is not what's
Mhm.
no, not happening. Cut it out and get the hell out of here is basically.
Mhm.
And it left, and it but
Yeah.
it was scary. I'd never had anything like that happen before. I'd never had something try to jump me or anything like that. That was a first for me. So,
Yeah, but I mean, even though it was like that type of situation, and it's like I always
mhm,
say about like whenever I used to kind of get tormented with spirits, or even that situation with the shape shifting, the thing that turned into this giant snake. Like that was creepy, that's really creepy. I mean, I really wasn't sure exactly what it was, but now it's like we have that experience, like we know
mhm,
what things can do and what to look out. Like it teaches us. We're still learning. So
yeah.
even though that situation was really got bad a little, in some aspects, it's like
It's a
at
teachable
least now I
moment for
know.
sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he could have laid off a little bit more, but yeah, it was definitely hopefully it won't happen again. But like we were talking about earlier, our words, our power. We're so much stronger than we give ourselves credit for. And I learned that through that experience because I
Oh
walked in there.
yeah.
Even the other day after that little thing that went down the wall, I went back in the
Uh-huh.
house. There was that was was it yesterday? There was no, Friday. Yeah, yesterday was Friday. Okay. I'm blonde. So there's the cellar where this other doll came from. We found her in there. There was a portal and it was still open. So I worked on that and got it closed off. And then but this thing that came out of it, I think a lot of stuff was coming through there, and they knew
Okay.
we were feeling them,
Yeah.
seeing them, so that more was coming through. um that thing couldn't go back out of it. So I'm like trying to cleanse the house. I had my salt water and I took some Florida water and I'm in the house and I'm like, look, buddy, I'm not afraid of you. I'm stronger than you. So you've got to go. You've got to get out of here. You can't be here. I'm not going to run from you. And that's about the only time I'll kind of talk back to him.
What's
But you have
Florida
to assert
water?
your power. It is a cologne water. It's been used for centuries. And it's got like
Mm.
frankincense and different things in it. My
Mhm.
kid likes the smell of it. I don't like the smell of it. It's very strong perfumey smell. It smells like a perfume somebody would have wore back in like the 20s.
Okay.
But it's good for kind of, I don't know, kind of, some people use it for protection. Some people use it for clearing things. I used it and just kind of put some around the door frames and the windows and was like, if
Mm.
spirits are coming in through the windows, you're not allowed to do that anymore. Did the door frames and all that stuff. But
Interesting.
yeah, here's what it looks like. Except the lid's I left the lid over there. I lost it, but it's a cologne scent, and I don't even know
Okay.
what is actually in it. Hmm. It just says fragrances on this one, but it's got like frankincense. It's got different like older stuff like myrrh. It's got
Yeah.
a bunch of different
I
stuff in
gotta
it.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually had to use it, and I don't know if I even needed it, but I just
Mhm.
splashed it
You're
around the
like
room for good measure.
you're like, "I got you." You're like,
Yeah.
"Y'all are gonna go." You meant business.
Like I'll go through every room and I'm like, And even when we clear stuff out, if there's certain spirits you want to stay, just say it. Just use your intentions, because we can just focus on one we want. Like when I was in there, I'm like, this rat looking thing that's climbing down the walls, this is for you. The other ones, you're good. You can stay. Even that old doll on the counter that doesn't like me, I'm like, you're good. This is for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to see if anybody has any more questions. Does anybody have any more questions in the chat?
There's I'm sure I'm probably missing something on the Florida water, but I mean, I guess you can kind of use it however you want, you know. But
Hmm.
I just took it because I had it, and I'm like, it's not definitely not going to hurt. Well, I went around, say the Lord's Prayer in the house. I'm like, you got to get out of here.
Exactly. Yeah. This has been so much fun, Amber. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on, and I really, you're one of my
No problem.
you're a dear friend, and I thank you so much for hanging out with me for a couple hours
Yes,
tonight.
anytime, anytime.
So you guys don't forget Amber's Paraworld. You she's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. What else? Are you on Twitter?
Yes, I do
Is it
post
Am?
on there sometimes. And same,
Okay.
same, yeah,
Same, right? Amber's Paraworld.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to
Hmm.
and if you
Okay, I was
guys want
looking
to
up
do
Florida water.
that's okay. That's okay. And if you guys, anybody wants to get a book of reading with Amber, she's, email her and you can find her email on her YouTube channel or reach out to her Twitter or TikTok or
Yeah,
IG, all those fun things. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Amber, thank you again. And
you're welcome.
everybody have a wonderful night. Next week, excuse me, next week on the continuum, I'll be interviewing Shane Carpenter, the creator of Into the 400, and he has a channel called Ozark Mountain Sasquatch. Shane's been doing a lot of research for a lot of years, and he has so much. I'm so excited to actually get a chance to talk to him. Like I've seen him on all these other shows, and I've just like he's my favorite researcher, and I cannot wait to have a conversation with him and find out what all they're up to right now. Hey Rob, thanks for popping in. So yeah, so next week on the continuum is Shane Carpenter from Into the 400 and Ozark Mountain Sasquatch. So
That'll
stay
be fun.
tuned for that. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening and a blessed week. Amber, thank you again. I love
You're
you.
welcome. This
I
has been
love you.
fun. I
Thank
love
you.
you
And
too.
tell my friend to stop scaring me now.
I
No
just keep
more
seeing
scaring
keys
me.
dangling.
Oh my
He's probably
God.
gonna do something with your keys soon. Hanging
Yeah,
up some
yeah,
message.
that's definitely him. That's him. All right, thanks guys. Have a wonderful week.
Bye, everyone.